Okay, we're still in C sharp. Still in Kate Bush's Never Forever. Still in Violin. Still in the great Alan Murphy. There are several versions of this song. There's the studio version, obviously. There's the Kate Bush Christmas Special, where, to me, Alan plays it absolutely identically. There's a Hammersmith concert where, again, I would say he plays it identically. And there's footage on YouTube from Manchester. I've really been doing my homework on this weekend. And it's, you know, it's from like up in the balcony somewhere, but, you know, Alan plays a different solo. It's still based around this, you know, this position here, you know, C sharp tonality, but it's different. It has similarities, but, you know, maybe that's the 9th or 10th night in the tour. So some of the musicians, including Alan, thought they would, you know, improvise something or whatever. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I would imagine when it was played in the studio, now I have no way of knowing whether Alan composed that solo or whether the band just played it. And Alan Murphy launched into this solo. Some of the greatest solos of all time. They sound like someone's composed them, but these guys they're just that good. They're just that good. They can play like that. They can play it in such a manner that you think, well, he must have written that out for, you know, days to come up with that. But, you know. Steve Lukather's solo in Rosanna is a good example of that. I don't know if that was written out beforehand or he just played it, you know. And Violin, as I said in an earlier video, I would put as one of the greatest solos of the 70s. So, sometimes Alan played a lead in. So when we've got the C sharp and everyone's playing the violin bit, that bit, Alan played a. Now this really taps into what he was saying in the article about hitting the note hard and the heavy vibrato. So it's quite a languid up to pitch and then a big shake. And again, Alan's playing. Same again. The first phrase of the guitar solo is one phrase repeated 3 times. And if you listen to it, you know, speaking personally, I thought there's not much space to fit in. So it's one lick or phrase, if you like, played 3 times in a heartbeat. And what's happening, because we're in a C sharp tonality, although we're going to go into it any minute, and we're also going to go into that sort of scale that uses a lot of chromaticism, right? But we've got these 3 notes. Right, there's your wailing C sharp note again. So we've got the phrase coming off the F sharp. Then we bend, just like we did a second ago. And go right down the neck. Now if you heard that, you'd probably think, well, that sounds like a guy just taking the tremolo bar down. But in all the live clips I've seen, Alan was playing a Les Paul. So I think he just, you know, took his hand down the neck. Maybe if he'd played it in later years, with one of the Keelers, he maybe would have taken it down. But that seems to be what happened. So far we've got, that's your first phrase, 3 times. Then we get this phrase. Right? When you see that's off a 5-note scale, so we've got, there's E flat, E, then we've got to F sharp, B, all the way down, big bend, E up to F sharp, and that's your flat 5 scale, played like that. Right, so far we've got... Right, get into it. Now this line, there's a leading note which is an A flat. Not much space to put a vibrato on, but run down that 5-note scale. Now the notes we've got there are C sharp, B, A flat, G, got 5, F sharp, E, C sharp. That's where we're at the moment. There's then... Now this is the start of the chromatic phrasing, and at first I thought it was going to be that kind of phrase, but now you can pick every note. Right? So far we've got shake, all the way down, and then a descending 5-note scale. Right, now what happens there is we'll play like that, right? So we're playing off the... But after... Right, does that make sense? We're coming off the F sharp, so I didn't explain that very well. Right, so we've got... Come off the F sharp and play this 4-note. Then play the same theme but come off an E. Right, does that make sense? So we're going down much like Gary Moore go. Like that. We're doing something similar, except we're going that phrase, right? So far we've got this. Like that, right? As you can see, that is pretty hard to articulate at pace. I think the record's slightly not as frenzied as that, but it's going some. So if we slow that down, we've got... Right, and that's halfway through the solo. So we've got that goes by in a pretty short space of time, right? The next half is really the chromatic section, right? And it starts with a right, which again is a flat 5 scale. Now I don't know how happy you are using your little finger on the low E string. I would tend to prefer to go rather than right. I just don't feel I've got as good control on the fat E string as I have on the other strings. Now, funnily enough, I watched the Christmas special, and Alan seems to go and slide down. That phrase, right? So whatever's easiest for you if you're going to do this one, do it. But I would say the notes are A flat, G. There's a C sharp, so F sharp, an E, C sharp. Right, so I would rather go right. we're now into the chromatic section. Right, though that part goes by in a heartbeat, and it's those phrases, right? If you slow them down, you go. Right? So that's that bit. Now I hear it as this. Then back to the B string. We come out of this chromatic phrase with a wailing bend F sharp, and then, and I can't emphasise how much I love that bit. The very complex chromatic section that then goes into a howling bend. I mean, he really did have, if you like, the best of both worlds. Now, when I found this bit, and it's phrased like, I thought, maybe that would be played in a bend, and I thought, man, that's going to be really hard because your fingering is here. So we're coming off this. So you'd have to go. It's not impossible, but it'd be hard. But I think Alan actually fretted those notes. So, to recap, we've got and that's that section. So as I say, 3 chromatic sections plus the second one repeated. I'm not counting Alan's chromatic bits. He played it with an incredibly precise phrasing. So again, if you want to play this as close as you can, it's and you could up down it. You can even do that, but it sounds like it's slid, That's how it sounds like to me. More than. And here comes the cherry. That's the end of the solo. That comes off and that's shaken. And the whole thing is played in such a state of frenzy. So after we get and that's the end of the solo, right? So that's it. That's as close as I can get to Alan Murphy's beautiful violin solo. That is my favourite of all his playing, and it's all stellar. It's all absolutely great. So take some time. Check out some Go West stuff. Great songs. Great playing by the whole band. Great singing by Peter Cox. And some beautiful guitar playing by Alan. Level 42. I would try and listen to Warning Sign by Nick Hayward. That's an absolute beauty. And if you have a taste for instrumental jazz fusion, the SFX stuff is well, I've just come to this very late to the party, but it's great too. But I mean this, Whack That Devil Into My Fiddlestick. Violin by Kate Bush, solo by Alan Murphy. I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope that helps you on your way to to play the song. As I say, that's how I hear it. The phrasing will change, and what I find amazing is that on the first few concert films I saw, he just played it note for note, but you know, he was one of these guys who can do it. So there you go, that's a tribute to the late Alan Murphy. Absolutely fabulous, fabulous guitar player. So once again, thanks for watching.